and gentlemen, I here as the reply speaker would like to point out the lackings of the opposition team and compare both of our arguments and why we deserve to win this debate. Now, first of all, the first lacking that they have managed to actually done is that they did not understand the definition of full-day school itself. They thought that full-day school meant the additional hours of studying at school. While it is partially true, it is not completely true, because full-day school system means it is the allocation of studying hours from the day of Saturday into Monday up until Thursday or Friday. It is not additional hours as a whole. And then, as the first speaker, I have mentioned to you 3 arguments regarding why this full-day school system is not effective. I have mentioned that full-day school system decreases performance of students in studying. Full-day school is a safety hazard, and full-day school blocks creativity and physical performances of the students. And then they mentioned with their definition that full-day school is a school that goes up until 6 p.m., not 4 p.m., which is the status quo, by the way. And if it were to be true, 6 p.m. is the hour that the students go home at, then my arguments that stated full day decreases performance because students are tired, that full day is safety hazard because they go home at night, and full day blocks creativity because extracurricular is simply impossible, becomes even more apparent because they go home at 6 p.m. And then, the second thing that I'd like to compare is that full day school has promises and purposes. The first one is that it promises there is no homework at home. It promises that weekends will be for quality time with family. But ladies and gentlemen, we have mentioned to you, that it is simply impossible for school to not give the students homeworks. Because no matter how many materials the teachers are managed to actually teach the students, there will always be a need of homeworks. Because it is the purpose of homeworks is to actually check how much the students have growth in terms of education. And therefore homeworks is impossible to actually be eradicated. And they simply stated that, oh, it's your problem because it's your case. Well, we have explained to you why, and therefore I believe that we have win this clash. And then they stated that at home, the students will not be able to ask anyone. They might ask their parents, but not all parents know everything about school materials. But the problem is, they answered their own question. They answered their own problem with a simple word: smartphones. Right? They stated that everyone has a smartphone, so everyone can check out on the internet, and therefore they can get answered. And then they can ask the teachers about the materials through the smartphones. And even if we say there's no smartphones, and they cannot meet their teachers at home at night, they can still meet their teachers at school. There's still Monday up until Saturday if it's not full day school, and therefore they can ask their teacher. There's no difference in this scenario. And then the second thing they mentioned is that teamwork will be more effective in full day, and workplace study can be taught in full day school. Well, I'm sorry to say this, but even without full day school, teamwork can still be run. In Kurtilas, it is even emphasized more. Teamwork is the main thing in our education right now. No matter if it's full day or if it's not full day, teamwork will always be in existence. So now come the comparison of arguments and why we deserve to win. We have mentioned to you a couple of arguments. The first one is full day decreases performance of the students because students are too tired and they cannot receive all the materials that are entering their head, that are being transferred from their teachers, and therefore education will not be effective. The purpose of education, of transferring information from the teachers to the students, are non-existent. The second argument is that full day is a safety hazard, and because the students will go home at night. Therefore, crime rate rise twice as much at night, and therefore safety hazard will increase as well. But they stated that safety hazard is not important. How come? If the students are sick, if the students are kidnapped, how are they going to study at school? This is something that they did not actually elaborate even more. And then the third argument that we have mentioned is that full day blocks creativity and physical performance by not having extracurricular activity. And they mentioned how important is extracurricular activity, how important is art, how important is sport is very important. You cannot just say that cognitive skill is more important than any other skill, as my second speaker have mentioned, and therefore extracurricular activity is very, very important. And then we've also mentioned that full-day school have two promises, two main promises. The first one is that there's no homework and quality time will be given in the weekends. And we have proven to you how impossible it is to actually reach these purposes. And therefore, full-day school system will be ineffective. While on the other side, the house then simply mentioned that it is unfair for the students because some students will not be able to ask their teachers, but we have proven to you they can ask the teachers at school. And that is why we believe this motion deserves to be won by our team, because we have mentioned to you how important it is and how it is very ineffective. Thank you.